Sometimes, rather than asking you to plot coordinates, they ask you for the midpoint between two. Or they could give you a line and ask you to find the coordinate that's halfway along. Sounds simple, but it can be quite tricky. So if they give you a graph, that's quite nice because you can draw it. So this is a line segment, and what that actually is saying is a line to you and I. But we say a segment because a line, strictly speaking, has no start and an end. But if I plot those two coordinates and join them up, this is what we call a line segment from 2 points basically. Now, to find the midpoint, some of you might be able to just see it just by looking at it. It's roughly here, what it is here, I can tell. But how can we calculate it? If this line was longer, we'd have to think about it a lot more than just looking. So, my advice is maybe to draw a triangle, like so, and try to work out how far it's gone along. Well, I can see it's gone from 1 to 5, so that's 4, and we can see it's gone from 3 up to 9, so that's 6. So if imagine I gave you some instructions to go from here to here, and these grid lines were the roads. I could say go 4 blocks in this direction, and then turn left and head up another 6 blocks and you'll reach your destination. So if I said, well, I want to get to halfway along, what would my instructions be? So it'd be going 2 and then 3. So if I go along 2 and up 3, I get to halfway, and so what is the coordinate here? And that would be 3, 6. So find the distance or the journey to the other point and then half it. But if you haven't got the graph and haven't got squared paper to draw it, it can get a little bit more tricky. So I need you to think of coordinates as an x value and a y value, and the midpoint also is going to have an x value and a y value. So what we're going to do is compare just the x's, and then we're going to compare just the y's. So let's find the middle of the x coordinates, and I like to think of them on a number line. So the difference between them is 8. So halfway, if that's 8 steps, we're going to have to take 4 steps, and that is in either direction. So I could go up 4 or down 4, like I'm going to show you on this number line. So if I go up 4 or I go down 4, I will get to the middle, which is therefore 3. So my first x part of my midpoint is 3. Now we need to do the same with the y's. So it's 2 and 6. The difference between these two numbers is 4. So halfway is 2 up or 2 down. So on my number line, I'm going 2 up or 2 down, and I will get to 4. And that is the second part. So now go ahead and practice some of these, especially when you haven't got the graph. But use this method, you should be fine. Just find the difference, then the middle, and you're done.